LeBron James and Luka Doncic getting into it with their head coach on the sideline, has set tongues wagging across the internet. The footage and what followed have raised questions about what is happening inside the Los Angeles Lakers locker room. So let us break down everything that went down with LeBron, Luka, and Lakers head coach JJ Redick. On February 28, 2026, the Los Angeles Lakers traveled to the Bay Area to face the Golden State Warriors. Midway through the game, the Lakers won in blowout fashion, 129-101, with the Slovenian star scoring a team-high 26 points. Redick removed Doncic from the game as the pair shared animated words with one another as he trotted back to the bench. Now here's where it gets interesting. Luka Doncic dabbed LeBron James on the way back to the bench, but his mood visibly soured when JJ Redick caught his arm. That is the first detail everyone needs to understand. Doncic was in a fine mood. He exchanged a greeting with LeBron. The shift happened the moment Redick made contact. Doncic seemingly shrugged his hand off in a cold manner and sat on the bench. But it did not stop there. Words got exchanged. There was animated body language from both sides. JJ walked away. Luka was visibly not happy about it. And then came the part that turned the whole thing from a footnote into a headline. Doncic extended his hand to Redick, who proceeded to walk away. The six-time All-Star responded by springing off the bench and shouting at Redick, with his teammate Jared Vanderbilt stepping in to intervene and defuse the situation. Let us talk about Vanderbilt for a moment, because his role here is worth understanding. Jared Vanderbilt literally stepped in between them like the friend breaking up a fight at a house party before it gets out of hand. Fans noticed this immediately. One commenter on social media praised Vanderbilt, writing that his ability here to clearly try and diffuse, while optically making it seem that he's cheering, is incredible. A plus teammate, the entire sequence was captured by a fan sitting in the stands and posted across multiple social media accounts on X, formerly Twitter. A video was taken of the spat, and it went viral on social media. So much so that people began to speculate that Doncic and Redick had beef. Now look at the layers here. The video shows Luka getting replaced by LeBron. In the game against the Golden State Warriors, LeBron taps Luka on the chest as he walks back to the bench. So it was a substitution. Redick pulled Luka out and put LeBron in. That substitution itself may have been part of what bothered Doncic. We do not know for sure. What we do know is the reaction was captured from multiple angles, and it spread across the internet within hours. Let us put some numbers around the game itself to get context. Doncic finished with 26 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds in just 29 minutes. Doncic celebrated his 27th birthday with a dominant third quarter. After a quiet opening half, he drilled 4 three-pointers early in the third and scored 16 points in that period alone. That burst broke the game open. So this was not a situation where Doncic was playing poorly and got pulled. He was cooking. He was having a birthday performance. And then came the substitution. And then came the exchange. The following night, the Lakers played the Sacramento Kings at home. Luka Doncic scored 28 points with 9 assists, and LeBron James added 24 points as the Los Angeles Lakers completed a successful back-to-back with a 128-104 victory over the visiting Sacramento Kings on Sunday. 2 blowout wins in a row. That is the on-court reality. The off-court reality, though, was now a different conversation entirely. The moment lasted only seconds. Still, it immediately sparked discussion because of what it represents rather than what actually happened. And that is the crux of all of this. The exchange happened in a game the Lakers won by 28 points. But the conversation it started had nothing to do with the score. 2 days after the incident, before the Lakers' home matchup against the New Orleans Pelicans on Tuesday, JJ Redick addressed the situation head-on. Prior to the Lakers' game against the New Orleans Pelicans on Tuesday, JJ Redick affirmed his strong relationship with Luka Doncic while explaining how outside voices blew the entire situation out of proportion. I didn't think much of it at the time. To be honest with you, I don't think Luka did either. He and I have a great relationship. I think those things happen. Not every game, but they happen very frequently, Redick explained. That statement alone tells you the direction Redick wanted to take this. He was not denying the exchange happened. He was not pretending the cameras caught nothing. He was recategorizing the whole thing. He was saying this is normal, and then he went further. There's 2 guys here who, in this case, are trying to win a basketball game and be on the same page about stuff, he continued. And frankly, I talk about player-led teams all the time. I encourage guys talking to me or talking to our coaches, bringing stuff up and telling us what they need. I don't know why it went viral. It felt very normal to me. Then Redick revealed something that puts a stamp on this entire narrative. It felt so normal to Redick, and even Doncic, the Lakers coach, said, that they were laughing about the moment after the short video turned into NBA discourse wildfire. I was like, I didn't feel any tension, Redick said of his conversation with Doncic. Per Redick, Doncic responded, nah, I didn't care about it. So according to both Redick and Doncic, this was a non-event. Two people in the middle of a game having an exchange. Nothing lingered, nothing carried over, no silent treatment the next day, no awkward moments in film sessions. They laughed about it. Redick also used the moment to speak on the nature of coaching the Lakers. The focus on every interaction or the words he utters, Redick said, is part of what makes the Lakers a special franchise. It's definitely special to the Lakers, he said. He acknowledged that this level of attention comes with the territory. We have LeBron James on our team, who's probably the most scrutinized or one of the most scrutinized athletes of all time. And then Redick connected the scrutiny back to his own career path. He referenced choosing to play at Duke under legendary coach Mike Krzyzewski. He spoke about going to play for Doc Rivers and the Clippers because he wanted to compete for something that mattered. Every decision of his career, Redick said, stems from trying to compete in environments that hold lofty goals at their epicenter. Now here is where it gets important. I've known Luka now for about 6 years. Our relationship is strong. It's only going to get stronger. 6 years. That is a pre-existing relationship that goes beyond the coaching staff. Redick's first tenure as Lakers head coach isn't the first time he's interacted with Luka Doncic. The two have had a relationship stretching back to the coach's days as a player, and the two were even briefly teammates. And even after Redick retired from playing, Doncic made multiple appearances on Redick's Old Man and the Three podcast. That context matters. This was not a stranger screaming at a player. This was two people who have known each other for years, who have built a rapport over time, who were in the middle of a competitive situation and had a competitive disagreement. The camera caught the disagreement. It did not catch the 6 years of relationship underneath it. And what about the dynamic of it all from a coaching standpoint? Redick is only in his second season as a head coach and does not yet have the championship resume that normally gives coaches long-term security in superstar disagreements. That imbalance naturally amplifies any confrontation. This is the part that makes it interesting. You have a second-year coach going at it with an MVP candidate. In most franchise histories, when tension escalates between a franchise cornerstone and a coach, organizations side with the player. LeBron James's career provides multiple examples of that dynamic shaping coaching futures. Once the video went viral, it was not just fans and media talking. The conversation reached the inner circle. The viral sideline tension between Los Angeles Lakers superstar Luka Doncic and head coach JJ Redick has officially reached the inner circle of the franchise cornerstone. During the Lakers' 129-101 blowout win over the Golden State Warriors on Saturday, cameras captured a frosty exchange where Doncic appeared to shrug off JJ Redick, before a brief, animated back and forth erupted on the bench. While social media pundits speculated about the alleged locker room fracture, Clutch Sports CEO and LeBron James's longtime agent, Rich Paul, is framing it differently. On the latest edition of Game Over with Max Kellerman, he admitted that he didn't see the exchange, but could accurately guess the conflict, as a byproduct of elite winning culture rather than a crisis. Rich Paul is not just any voice in this conversation. He is the CEO of Clutch Sports. He is LeBron James's longtime agent. He has been at the center of Lakers decision-making for years. So when he speaks on a situation involving the team, people listen. And what he said was direct. This leads to a healthy relationship, Paul said of the disagreement. He then gave historical context. He listed several winning coaches, including those LeBron has worked with across his NBA and Team USA career, including Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, Ty Lue, and Mike Krzyzewski, as well as Phil Jackson and Steve Kerr, to illustrate how players and coaches clash all the time. That is a powerful list. Spoelstra clashed with LeBron in Miami and they won 2 championships. Pat Riley's methods in the 1980s with the Showtime Lakers were legendary for their intensity and confrontation. Phil Jackson managed egos with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Ty Lue coached LeBron to a championship in Cleveland. Steve Kerr has had documented moments with Draymond Green. Paul was making the point that friction is not evidence of dysfunction. It is evidence of ambition. Paul also addressed the media angle. He blames the media robust environment for making it a big deal. And then he delivered the closing argument. We're looking for the drama of it all, and we want to talk about the drama of it all. But the reality of it is, hey, these guys are getting paid a lot of money to do a high-level job. The fact that there's care shown, and there's passion shown, and there's a competitive nature shown, I think that's healthy. Meanwhile, ESPN insider Dave McMenamin did his own reporting on the situation. McMenamin said on NBA Today, I checked into this with people around the league and within the team, and I'll just tell you my reporting. A league source said when he saw the video, LA is different. The smallest thing becomes the biggest thing. A source close to Luka told me that him and JJ have a strong, close relationship that dates back nearly a decade, and they're both fiercely competitive, and they push one another. That reporting from McMenamin carries weight. He is one of the most connected reporters covering the Lakers, and the message from the sources he spoke to was consistent. This was not a crisis. McMenamin summed it up. It's much ado about nothing, but hey, we know the internet likes to have their fun. Not everyone agreed, though. FS1's Kevin Wildes offered a more critical take. It just doesn't look right. The Lakers just don't look right, Wildes contended. They don't play like a championship team. The ball doesn't move like a championship team. The body language doesn't feel great. The whole thing just has an air of next year. But former player Al Harrington pushed back. I'll tell you this as an ex-player. Every team has dysfunction. Don't get it twisted. The fan reactions were split too. Some on X wrote things like, "At least you should respect your coach. You can't be bigger than the team." Others praised Redick for holding his star accountable. And some worried about Redick's future, with one commenter writing that JJ Redick may not last long with the Lakers if Luka requests a trade. Now, you cannot talk about what is happening on the Lakers sideline without talking about LeBron James and the role he plays in all of this. Because the sideline exchange between Doncic and Redick is not just about those two people. It connects to a larger question about how this team is built and who it is built for. 1 year ago, Luka Doncic played his first game with the Los Angeles Lakers, debuting 9 days after ESPN's Shams Charania broke the shocking news that the Dallas Mavericks had traded their franchise player to LA. The trade sent shockwaves through the league. The Luka Doncic-Anthony Davis trade was made on the night of February 1st, 2025, which saw Luka Doncic traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis in a 3-team deal facilitated by the Utah Jazz. It was the first time in NBA history that 2 reigning All-NBA team players were traded for each other mid-season. It is considered one of the most unexpected and lopsided trades in NBA history. The organizational direction became clear immediately, adding an MVP candidate in his prime, and equally important, having him agree to a 3-year extension last summer that has Doncic under contract through at least 2027-28, has already made a dramatic difference in how the Lakers do business. A team that had run through the clutch sports-represented duo of Anthony Davis and LeBron James is now built around Doncic's timeline. That last sentence is the key. The Lakers shifted from being LeBron's team to being Luka's team, and that transition is not complete, not by a long shot, because LeBron James is still on the roster. He is still playing 35 minutes a night, and the numbers tell a complicated story. The Lakers have a negative 7.8 net rating when their 3 stars play together. They are plus 8.8 with just LeBron on the floor, and plus 17.9 when Doncic and Reeves share the court. Read those numbers one more time. The Lakers are at their best with Doncic and Reeves together. They are still good with LeBron alone. But when all 3 are on the floor, the numbers drop into the negative. That is a real problem. The Los Angeles Lakers dropped their 3rd straight game on Thursday night, and head coach JJ Redick admitted the team made an effort to play LeBron James more without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. The coach is reacting to the team's struggles when the 3 stars play together. So Redick was already experimenting with staggering the 3 before the Warriors game. He was already trying to solve the fit issue. Redick has explored playing Doncic and Reeves, the team's best guard-forward combo, per plus-minus, in lineups without James in the middle stages of games, shifting James back onto the floor while Doncic and Reeves rest on the bench. This is the daily reality of coaching this team. Redick is trying to make a trio work that, statistically, does not work as well together as it does apart. And then there is the offseason question. James becomes an unrestricted free agent this offseason for the first time since 2018. The 4-time MVP hasn't announced whether he will retire or continue playing next season. That hangs over every single thing that happens with this team right now. If the Lakers let James walk and see Ayton and veteran guard Marcus Smart exercise player options, LA would have more than $50 million in cap space to build around a core of Doncic and unrestricted free agent Austin Reeves. $50 million in cap space with an MVP candidate locked in. That is a franchise-altering offseason waiting to happen, and the Lakers are expected to pursue a trade for Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo this offseason. Los Angeles can offer up to 3 first-round picks to Milwaukee for Antetokounmpo. In addition, the Lakers can absorb Antetokounmpo's contract into cap space, without the Bucks having to take back potentially unwanted salary. So the sideline exchange between Luka and Redick happens in the context of a team that is in the middle of a massive identity transition. LeBron's presence is valued, but it complicates the on-court fit. The lineup data says one thing, the locker room hierarchy says another, and the front office is already planning for the summer after LeBron. Meanwhile, there are other issues bubbling. Lakers center DeAndre Ayton publicly expressed frustration with his role, saying, "They're trying to make me Clint Capella. I'm not no Clint Capella." That drew criticism from Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA. Hall of Fame big man and Lakers legend Shaquille O'Neal sided with Capella. He's not Clint Capella because Clint Capella plays hard every night. He's a role player. If you just shut the hell up and do your job, and do it all the time and do it consistently, it wouldn't be a problem. With Luka Doncic and LeBron James not entirely involved with leadership, it's up to Marcus Smart to solve these behind-the-scenes issues as only 22 games remain until the playoffs. That is the state of the locker room right now. The two biggest names on the roster are not the ones holding the room together. A role player is, let us go back to the title of this video. LeBron James and Luka Doncic suspended for attacking the Los Angeles Lakers coach. Were they suspended? No. Did they physically attack the coach? No. LeBron James was not even directly involved in the sideline exchange. He was walking onto the court as a substitute when the moment between Doncic and Redick unfolded. His role in the scene was a chest tap with Luka on the way in. That is it. The word attack overstates what happened. The word suspended does not apply. Neither player received any discipline from the team or the league. There is no report of fines. There is no report of internal punishment. What did happen was a heated exchange between an MVP candidate and his head coach during a blowout win. In isolation, the exchange looked intense. Coaches rarely chase players down during a substitution unless the message matters, and franchise players rarely get back up once seated unless they strongly disagree. Both happened within the same possession window. Yet context changes the interpretation. NBA benches frequently see sharp conversations between stars and coaches, especially late in blowouts when effort and focus become teaching moments. And then both the coach and the player said it was nothing. I was talking to Luka about it. We were actually laughing about it. I was like, I didn't feel any tension. And he's like, no, I didn't care about it, Redick said. But here's the thing. Even if this one moment was nothing, the tensions around this Lakers team are real. The fit issues are real. The numbers that show the trio of LeBron, Luka, and Reeves struggling together are real. The offseason decisions about LeBron's future are real. The questions about whether Redick is the right coach long-term are real. Luka could use some more accountability from a head coach capable of lighting a fire under him when necessary. It's become clear that Doncic, though a magnificent offensive talent, falls short of his potential as a perennial MVP candidate due to often falling by the wayside emotionally or effort-wise. That is the deeper question here. Not whether Luka and Redick had a bad moment, but whether Redick is the coach who can push Doncic to a championship. Some believe the answer is no. The Redick hire had a very specific energy, a personality hire that felt more connected to the LeBron universe than to any kind of organizational vision for what comes next. Others think the hire was smart, and that Redick's communication style is what the team needs. The Lakers gave Redick an extension. He signed a 4-year, $32 million deal last summer and went 50-32 in his first season. The organization believes in him. Whether the star player believes in him long-term is a different matter. The Doncic-Redick dynamic has also included lighter moments. In one recent interaction that circulated among fans, Redick jokingly admired Doncic's jacket, prompting the star guard to later gift his coach a similar one. That type of camaraderie better reflects the true nature of their relationship than the brief viral sideline moment. Ultimately, the Lakers are sitting at 36-24, in 6th place in the Western Conference, just 1.5 games back from 3rd place. They have 22 games left in the regular season. The veteran team sits 22nd in the NBA in defensive rating at 116.3, with a top 10 offense heavily dependent on its top players. This could spell trouble for the 6th-seeded Western Conference squad's chances of making noise come playoff time. When we play good, like really good, we look like a championship team, Rui Hachimura said of the Lakers, who are 23-2 when leading at halftime, the best mark in the NBA. That stat is worth sitting with, 23-2 when leading at halftime. When this team is on, it is on, but the consistency has not been there. The defense has not been there, and the fit question continues to linger with every game. Doncic addressed the noise himself after the Kings' win. Obviously, it was 2 great wins, star guard Luka Doncic said, but we just got to go game by game. Obviously, there's a lot of noise outside, but like Sunday night, we can't pay attention to that. We got to go game by game. Game by game. That is where the Lakers are right now. Not at the point where people need to panic. Not at the point where anyone is getting suspended or traded. But also not at the point where anyone should assume everything is fine. The pieces are not all fitting together yet. The clock is ticking toward the playoffs, and the world is watching everything this team does. Every substitution, every sideline conversation, every handshake that does or does not get returned. The world is falling for us 19 times, Redick said after Sunday night's victory over the Sacramento Kings. It's just part of the nature of this cycle in our guys. 19 times the sky has fallen according to Redick, and 19 times they have moved forward. The question is whether moving forward is enough, or whether this team needs something more to become what it wants to be. That answer will come in the playoffs. Until then, every moment on that sideline is going to be dissected, analyzed, and turned into a headline. That is the reality of being a Laker. That is the reality of having LeBron James and Luka Doncic on the same team. And that is the reality of coaching in the city of Los Angeles, where the smallest thing becomes the biggest thing and everybody has an opinion. If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below with your thoughts on whether the Lakers can make it work before the postseason. We will be covering every twist and turn as it happens.